Hi there, I'm Mr. Confinement G, and I'm here today just to document a journal like my journey on being a confinement man. And as you all know, I'm on my week 1 of my confinement. It's just basically ended the week 1. It's been a very eye-opening experience, being like a confinement man, that you pretty much have to take care about all the well-being of the woman and the baby. So what is a confinement? As you all know, after women have given birth, they've lost a lot of blood in their body, and they have actually gone through a very massive change of delivering a baby, and it's a very I would say something that they should be proud of. And I'm actually really proud of my wife that she's managed to give birth to our little daughter. And I'm just here just to make sure that I can actually take care of her, to make sure that she's actually fully recovered, not just physically but also mentally as well. I'm originally from Malaysia, and I'm currently living in the UK. And as you all know, the confinement is not really common in the United Kingdom. And whereas where you are in Hong Kong, Singapore or Malaysia, every woman who gives birth will usually go through a 1-month confinement period, where throughout that whole month they don't really get off of their bed, or at least minimize the effort of walking around or getting any wind coming to their body, or even having any hot shower or any shower at all to their body and their hair. Because they believe that any of these wind or the water will have an effect on their body overall. So to believe that, I've basically taken the opportunity to basically be a confinement man for the next 4 weeks, to make sure that my wife is properly recovered and taking care of our baby. I will be doing a day in life as a confinement man, which shows all the daily tasks that I actually do from day to night time. Hopefully this gives an idea to everyone on how confinement looks like, whether you actually go to a confinement center, or you have a confinement lady that actually comes to your house and take care of the mom and the baby. I will also be showing some of the food which I also made for my wife, to ensure that she gets all the nutrients that she needs and for her to actually recover quickly. Hi guys. So basically on a daily basis, my day usually starts around 6 or 6:30 in the morning. So it's all subject to what time the baby wakes up. For the last few days, I just realized that the baby usually wakes up around 5:30 and 7. And usually when that time comes in, all I did was just to wake up, warm up some milk. And whilst I'm warming up the milk, basically start up all the soup and the water, boil and everything, so that my wife can get some of that. That usually takes up to about an hour. And once the milk is warm up, then I'll basically feed up the baby. And then I'll just try my best to keep the baby asleep during that time, around 7ish, 8 o'clock. And between 8 and 10, the time really varies. So usually it includes bringing out breakfast for my wife to eat. And if the baby is still awake, and that will be the time where I'll basically play with the baby. So the baby has an active playtime around like half an hour to 45 minutes. So the timings between 8 and literally 9:30, it's the critical bit, and it varies a lot. And after 9:30, around 11, this is where I prepare lunch. And lunch usually served around like 12 and half 12. So it depends whether the baby's still asleep at that time. If it's asleep, then basically my wife gets the chance to basically eat something, which is good. And then around 1 o'clock, when the baby awakes, I usually do the nappy change and play with the baby, do a bit of massages. and after that just trying to get my wife to feed the baby, and after that we're trying to put the baby to nap, and that usually ends around like 2:30, 2, and usually between 2:30 and 6 o'clock. That is the 3.5 hours time where I myself will just have to make sure that I recharge. So I usually take an afternoon nap. As you can see that I'm in the living room, and it's totally separate from where my wife sleeps upstairs, and this is probably really useful because during night time I'm basically the ones that takes care of the baby, and my wife would hopefully get like some better sleep on her own without any noise. So dinner is usually served around 7, and I usually have my own dinner as well, so I give myself a bit like 1 hour, 1.5 hours to get myself cool down, recharge for the day, have my little dinner, check a bit of social media, watching some TV, and from 7:30, 8 o'clock onwards, it's all the cleaning that I need to do, and then prepare for tomorrow. And for the last 3-4 days, what I've been doing is the baby usually awakes around like 8 o'clock, and I will try to basically change her nappy again, change her clothes and everything, just to wipe her up and everything before she put her onto bed. She's usually asleep by 7:30 itself, or 9 o'clock. And so once she's asleep, that's where I just get everything sorted, clean up, and just to go for my shower, and try to actually get to bed around like 10 o'clock. And basically that's like the day, and then my night shift starts literally as soon as I go to bed, bring the baby down, put it into the cot bassinet, and then after that, depends on what time the baby awakes. So if she's awakes around 12:30, then that's where I'm awake, feed the baby, warm up the milk and feed the baby, and then basically trying to keep her to bed, and that cycle repeats all the way to 6 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully that gives you an idea of like how the confinement works with me throughout the day. Good morning, it's Mr. Confinement G here. I'm going to show you my day as a confinement man beginning today. So it's around 7 a.m. and as you can hear that the baby is crying now. So I'm just going to show you like roughly the things that I actually do in the morning. So just coming through to the kitchen area. So just turn on the lights, and what I usually do here, as you can see, just gonna have to start off all the fires and everything. The reason I'm doing that is just to boil all sorts of like the blood nourishing tea for the wife to replenish the blood, making some of the herbal soup for her recovery, and some rice tea mix just to promote like breast milk feeding. So that's all the preparation that I do. Open up the window just to open up the day, and that's usually the morning routine. It's around like 11 a.m. now, and usually around this time the baby will be asleep and my wife will be having a rest time as well. So this is the best time for me to actually prepare lunch for my wife. So generally I make about 2 dishes during lunchtime and then 3 dishes during dinner time. So the 2 dishes usually consist of like vegetables and a chicken meat. And then in the evenings, I've added like fish dish in there, a seafood dish, and also like to have a pork dish towards the evening time. Now, as you can see that the washing machine is just finished. So usually, throughout the whole 2 weeks or 3 weeks period, I usually will, wash the clothes and everything. And these are like some of the ad hoc activities that you have to do during the confinement period. So what I'm going to make today is about just stir fry some vegetables, some carrots, peppers and mushrooms, and also just making a bit of chicken breast just trying to look at what recipe I can make for the confinement. I prepared myself like some dishes that I need to cook over here, and usually there's like a little timetable like for the next 30 days of what I need to cook on. So I've just thought like it's more scheduled and prepared in that sense. So the soup has already been prepared. Made it since this morning. Got some red date water as well. That's already prepared for my wife. The rice water as well. That's all been prepared, and this is something that I'll be doing on a daily basis. It is a belief in the Asian culture that during the confinement period, the women will have to eat a lot of ginger in their most of the meals that they have. I mean, I don't know what's the reason behind that, but I think it's just one of the ways for them to get rid of all the wind that they have in their body. But again, just to believe what the Asians believe, as a confinement man, I have to do that. And so what I did here is you buy these big ginger, and then you can chop it up and put it in a little container here. So basically I use them to stir fry or just heat it up whenever I actually need them. It is also very useful to actually cut a lot of garlics as well, because most of the dishes that I make are like really Asian theme, and ginger and garlic are the ones that I actually use the most. So it's 6 o'clock in the evening, and I'm actually preparing dinner for tonight. In a very typical dinner, we're gonna have 3 dishes. So there's always gonna be a vegetable, a seafood dish, and a meat dish. So what I'm doing now is boiling up the miso soup. I'm just putting some salmon and tofu in there, and I'm just gonna stir fry or steam spinach as vegetables. Have some herbal soup already ready, and I'm gonna stir fry some pork with ginger in there.
Last but not least, we got the spring onions, just to finish up. Maybe a little bit of cooking line. Smells so good. Last but not least, a piece of soup, just an element of salad meat. Why? That's it. Coriander and all the spring onions in. Okay. So I do that, just start plating this. This bit where I'm talking about is a lot of ginger slices on top of the fish. That is right there. See the slice of ginger too. Plate. Let's have some with me so I can eat that later. As this sauce goes. Oil. I'm just this is the Chinese turtle soup.
White rice. It's actually basmati brown rice. So I usually make either the brown rice or the Thai or the Vietnamese red rice. So that is meant to be a bit healthy rice to go with the meal. Okay. Cool. And here we are. We have like a dish. I just open out and show it to you guys. Typical confinement dishes. Just going to show it to you that we have for dinner. Thank you very much then. Take care. So it's 8 o'clock in the evening now. I've just had dinner, and task now is basically have to do all the cleanup. Unfortunately, I don't have a dishwasher at home, so a lot of these dishes will have to be done manually. So this is pretty much what I have to do, like every evening. So it usually takes about like 20 minutes for me to do all the cleaning. And once I've done the cleaning, we'll then have to throw the rubbish. And after that, to prepare for tomorrow. So I'll show it to you like what happens after this. Just going to do cleaning. Right, so once I've done all the cleaning, I think it's around 8:20, and so my next task before I even actually go for my shower and I'll go to bed is to basically fill up the water. So I've got the water filler here that I need to fill up for the preparation for breakfast tomorrow, and this is something that you know, all the herbal soup and everything that I actually prepare for my wife. So this is pretty much what I do. 2 milliliters water over here. This is for the regular water. 1.5 for the soup. Just got 500 ml, and then pour another 1 liter. And then get it ready for another one. This is for the rice tea. I've also taken out chicken carcass from the freezer and left it in the fridge overnight. And the reason I'm doing that is so tomorrow morning I can just blanch the meat and then make the soup straight away. Just another liter here. Right, so that's done. Lastly, I'm just going to pour in some water here. Just normal tap water. Because I'm doing that so that tomorrow morning I can just heat up this one and to blanch the chicken. Lastly, I've got kettle. Just fill up the water so that for tonight's duty, if I have to heat up any milk, the kettle is here. We need to boil the water. Switch off. Get ready on my pack. Tea, soup, and rice tea. Alright, I think that's it for me. Thank you very much. Hey guys, it's 9:30 in the evening now, and the baby's finally asleep. So I'm just gonna take it a day now. So good night everyone. Take care. Bye. It's midnight now. Waking up, feeding the baby. She's awake now, so I'm just warming up the milk. So it's gonna be a while, a long night. Take care. Good morning. It's 4:30 in the morning, and I'm here now to have a nappy change and also to feed my baby. So this is just the journey for Confinement Man. See you a bit. Hi, it's day 21 of the confinement, and I must say that I'm quite happy with my baby, and I think the confinement has been working well, and I quite enjoy being like the confinement man, just having to cook for my wife, taking care of the baby. I think it's a very cute and exciting moment. So I hope that to those who are becoming parents, hopefully you enjoy the newborn process. It can be quite tiring, but seeing your baby, you know, being quiet and you know, they don't really cry as well. It's actually very cute thing. Take care then, guys. Hey there. So today is the last day of the confinement. So it's been 30 days since I've been doing this duty. Although I've started my work about 3 days ago, so it's a little bit of a juggle in terms of having to manage both the baby and this confinement tasks and also like my work job. But luckily enough that I get to work from home, and so that's how I managed to kind of squeeze things out. So I'm actually pretty relieved in the sense that I've completed this, and so my wife is actually more mobile now, so she can actually move around and also actually help me with some of the tasks there. So all I want to say now is thank you very much for watching this, and it is very an eye-opening experience, and I'm hoping that this video can be shared across many of you to give you a feel of how confinement looks like. Anyway, thank you very much then. Take care. Bye.